Estoy listo. There are so many good things to say about Netflix, and if you have not started to learn Spanish with it, you need to start today. Hola, bienvenidos nuevamente a todos a mi canal Spanish Blueprints. My name is Joshua, and in this video, you're going to be learning about the best Spanish TV shows on Netflix to learn Spanish. Learning Spanish with Netflix is about the only time that I don't feel guilty about binging TV shows. And I also don't really have any negative things to say about Netflix, especially because of the quality and the quantity of Spanish TV shows that they have to offer you. And the first of these many amazing shows is called Tijuana. And Tijuana revolves around a group of journalists that are trying to investigate the death of a politician in Tijuana. And the name of the newspaper is called Frente Tijuana. One thing I truly enjoyed about this TV show is the great acting. Each of the characters in this story, you can truly tell that they're very passionate about their job, being a journalist, uncovering the truth about this death. You can definitely see it through the different interviews that they're having, because each one has their own style of having an interview to collect the information that they need to write their article or whatever that they're trying to explain to their boss. So that's something that really fascinated me, to be able to see what a journalist may do on a day-to-day basis and the different types of emotions that they would be feeling through this whole process of writing an article, but as well going out and trying to discover the truth. So you get a little bit of mystery, crime, thriller, and suspense all in this one TV show. And this show is fairly close to my heart because it is one of the first Spanish TV shows that I watched completely through. And I started to get really accustomed to the Mexican accent and also started to memorize a lot of phrases. For example, I finished this show back in 2020, but I still remember one phrase that one of the characters said in one of the episodes when he went to a bar and he was trying to talk with one girl that he met the night prior. So he went up to this one security guard and he asked about her. La morenita, chaparrita, con el pelo como hasta acá. And for whatever reason, that phrase has stuck with me for the past 2 years. And this man does have quite a big role in the story, although he is not one of the main journalists, but he is the son of the head journalist of the newspaper company. So you'll find out exactly how he contributes to the other journalists. Next up, we have El Dragón, The Return of a Warrior. And it is starring Sebastián Rulli, and he is from Argentina. And you might have noticed him from another hit Mexican show called Teresa. And what's funny about that, there are actually 2 other characters that appear in El Dragón that were also in Teresa. Now, this show is centered around the character Miguel, whose parents pass away at a very early age, and then he gets sent over to Japan. So he spends basically his young adult life living over there, and he has his own business. But then he goes back to Mexico so he can be with his family, but above all, so he can take over the head position of the cartel that is within this family. So he doesn't just bring with him his business and his finance mentality, but also some martial arts skills and his Japanese culture. So during this TV show, you're gonna hear a lot of references about Japan. And on top of that, you'll meet a few characters from Japan, like one of them being the mentor of Miguel. So what's really cool about this is that you can hear his natural Japanese accent while he's speaking Spanish. And then the other one, Ishiro, is the bodyguard of the family in Mexico, does speak Spanish. And that is a funny thing as well, because it seems like he tries to replicate a Japanese accent while he's speaking Spanish. But I'm not exactly sure if his character was born and raised in Japan, but he's actually from Mexico, or how exactly that dynamic works. So going forward in the story, you're gonna see how Miguel manages this whole cartel. He has a really nice office, he's always wearing nice business suits, and he has a whole team that helps him out. So you're going to be seeing a lot of the interactions within this office, and many of these characters on Miguel's team, you're going to be able to see a lot of their background as well. So they do a really good job of storytelling. Another reason why you're going to enjoy watching this TV show is for the variety of different accents. So we already have Miguel, who is from Argentina, and then another person on his team is from Venezuela. And then we have another team member who is actually from Russia, and her Spanish is absolutely amazing. But apart from them, you're gonna see other characters within the show that are from the United States. So you will hear their gringo accent, but they still speak Spanish very well. One new Spanish TV show that came out this year on Netflix is called Heavenly Bites Mexico. And there are 7 episodes, and they're about 30 minutes in length. So on one side, you have the narrator explaining about the business and the type of food that they sell. And on the other side, you're going to be hearing directly from the creators and the business owners of this amazing food. You're going to hear their story, why exactly they made that particular food item, what inspired them, and then you're also going to see the whole preparation process of the food as well. You're going to be seeing the cooks. It is very aesthetically pleasing, I would say. You're going to see a lot of close-up shots, and they really did make it very, very pretty. It's not just the camera angles and the slow-mo shots that make it look pretty, but it's the food itself, and you'll probably see some food that you have never seen before, and it's going to blow your mind. You're going to gain a lot of vocabulary about food, but not just the whole preparation process of the food, but you're going to hear a decent amount of interviews from the different clients that are coming into these restaurants as well. Next up, we have La Falsa Identidad. Now, the first season has 91 episodes, and the second one has 80 episodes. And I have to keep looking at my notes here because I literally can't believe that they have made so many episodes. And because there's so many characters already introduced and a lot of character development. So this show begins with Diego, who is working for a drug dealer in Mexico named Gabino. And he is also dating the daughter of Gabino, and her name is Circe. Something really bad happens that breaks these relationships up, and then Diego takes off running. So as Diego tries to escape this drug dealer, he gets in contact with his mother and his brother, who is a mayor, and they are trying to get him as far away as possible. There's a lot of tension and resentment within this family due to the fact of these different career paths of these brothers. Another layer of this TV show is the story of Isabel. Now, Isabel is a mother of a daughter and a son, and she is in a very abusive relationship, or a marriage rather, where her husband gets drunk a lot and also beats her. So she ends up escaping him and taking her daughter and her son with her. So she ends up being on the run as well, just like Diego. Eventually, the paths of Diego and Isabel cross. And then this is where we get the name La Falsa Identidad, because you're going to see that they create their own little fake family as they're trying to escape these different people. So Gabino on one side, the drug dealer, and then Isabel's abusive husband. You will follow this fake family and see how they're trying to create a new life for themselves. And one thing that I really enjoyed was being able to see Isabel talking to her children in Spanish. That was kind of new for me to hear it from that perspective versus just hearing adults speak in Spanish together. And another thing that I liked about this show is Diego's accent. I'm not exactly sure where the actor of Diego is from in Mexico, but he has an accent that is fairly distinct that I never heard before within Mexico. And the same thing with Isabel. So one colloquial word that Diego says is la chamba, but usually the way that I've heard it in the past is la chamba. And that just means job. So that's something that really drew my attention when I first started watching the series, because I have never heard that accent before, and it was very difficult. Actually, no, it still is very difficult for me to understand what exactly that they're saying. Apart from the Mexican accent, you're going to be hearing the Colombian and the Venezuelan accent as well. Make sure that you watch this show so you can be able to find out if Diego and Isabel managed to create a new life and not just on the run and get away from their previous one. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and make sure that you watch my other videos on Spanish learning resources so you can have a variety of different methods to learn the Spanish language. Te veo en el próximo video. Nos vemos.